The Guggenheim is back down and decided to not go forward with some exhibits that some called out for being cruel to animals. Now, they had originally planned to go forward with this, and there were 3 exhibits or installations in particular that folks had trouble with. One was called the Theater of the World. It was kind of the signature one, and there were a bunch of insects going, milling about underneath kind of a display area. The second was called Dogs That Cannot Touch Each Other. And this had 2 dogs that were trying to fight each other, and they could never get to each other because they were on leashes, actual dogs, and they were also on treadmills. So every time they ran toward each other, they would, just lose ground to the treadmill, but they would be angrily trying to fight each other. And so folks thought that was wrong. And then third was called A Case Study of Transference. And it was a video in which pigs had sex with each other while people watched. And so PETA came out and they had a whole demonstration, and there was a change.org petition that had 500,000 signatures. And on Thursday, the Guggenheim said, we recognize that the work may be upsetting. The curators of the exhibition hope that viewers will consider why the artist produced it and what they are saying about the social conditions of globalization and the complex nature of the world we share. But then on Monday, they came out with a different statement. And they said that although these works have been exhibited in museums in Asia, Europe, and the United States, the Guggenheim regrets that explicit and repeated threats of violence have made our decision necessary. As an arts institution committed to presenting a multiplicity of voices, we are dismayed that we must withhold works of art. Freedom of expression has always been and will remain a paramount value of the Guggenheim. So they backed down, not because of the cruelty to animals, but they said to keep the exhibits and the people at them safe from the threat of violence. So what do you think?
Oh God! Well, this is one of those stories, Brett. One of those instances where the Guggenheim is trying to respect the artists, as they said in the updated statement. They want these people should be able to display their art because the people that brought the art to the Guggenheim are trying to send a message to bring awareness to certain things. I think I agree with that, but for them to also in the statement say, "Hey, we want to protect our people because we're have threats of violence," they did the right thing. On the subject of animal cruelty, I don't think animals should be used for our entertainment. I know here on Pop we've covered several stories that speak to that, and and also I just have to be fully honest. I wasn't a big animal lover until I came to Pop because you, Grace, and Sam all have animals. You guys really opened my eyes to the joys of animals. So I thank you for that. I don't think that if I was the Guggenheim, I would have retracted the whole installation and the whole thing altogether.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Vick, who was in trouble almost close to a decade ago for the pit bull dog fighting thing, you can't. These are live, breathing animals and entities that have feelings that can show empathy, that are not just these disposable playthings.
Right.
And so with that, I echo PETA's sentiments. I think I would have signed that petition to not have had this. And also you have things like the Yulin Dog Festival, which has been covered on things like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, where Lisa Vanderpump is trying to bring awareness to dog torture in China because they kill these dogs, they slaughter them, boil them, and then eat the meat. I mean, that's out of control, disgusting, don't you think?
I always find it fascinating the lines that we draw in terms of what animals it's conventionally accepted to eat. Right. So in America, dogs off limits, cat off limits, pig, you can have him as a pet, but you can also still eat bacon. I know and respect people who say like, listen, I'm not gonna eat anything that has a face because it's too real for them. So fish, anything with a face, they're like, that's creepy. And I do feel like if dogs taste good, why should they be? I know, sorry. But if dogs taste good and they're animals and we eat certain animals, why should they be off limits? I also get that. The counter being like, well, I interviewed someone who's like, listen, in the case of an apocalypse, don't eat your dog. It might be tempting because the dog is the last source of meat, but the dog is also really good at finding food. So you should keep it around. So I think something around for that reason, it's just like close to your hearts. Also, they're cute and they love us and they lick us and they're fantastic.
Yeah, so on the subject of eating things with a face, I know that I like bacon. I eat beef. I mean, because I've grown up, that's what I've known my life is to eat those things. But I think if they are, and I hate using the word slaughtered because it sounds so morbid and grotesque. But
right, but some would say like you should use the word slaughtered so that I mean, if it makes you uncomfortable, you should be uncomfortable because it sure makes the animal that's getting slaughtered uncomfortable. And
the argument that people have is, well, if the animals is killed in a humane way, right, then it's okay. It's a real, because until you said that, Brett, I didn't think about that. Like, why? Okay, we eat pigs, we eat hamburgers, which are cows,
and I totally get it. Like you're like, yeah, well, don't eat a dog. Like, why not?
Yeah, it's weird. But back to the Guggenheim. It was responsible for them to say, like, listen, we're receiving death threats. We need to protect our people.
We're protecting the people, but we don't care about protecting.
Right? Yeah, and that's one of those things that they're probably going to come under fire for not addressing the issue that people had initially. As well, this is bad, so you shouldn't have it. But you're not going to show on with this installation because your lives are being threatened. It's neither here nor there. It's shitty all around.
Right. They're saying in their statement like other museums did it. And I don't really buy that as a reason. That's just kind of pushing off the responsibility onto other people who have given that exhibit the okay. There's no moral justification in that as to why you should go on. They are saying that we think it's putting humans' lives in danger, but that's also not the same as an artistic response. I think that their artistic merit about showing whatever it is, the transference, the case study of transference, and whatever it's saying about humans, I just don't think that in this case it's okay to say, but it's art, and it should make you uncomfortable. I think they need more of a reason, a more elaborately stated reason that people can't disagree with, but still, I think putting the animals in danger in that way. I mean, if you found the dogs and they'd been trained to kill each other, I think it would be more powerful to show them having been rehabilitated and not go at each other's throats. And I think if you're gonna make a study about something about people, you should get people to demonstrate it because at least the people can say yes or no.
Do you think that we are, in this day and age, we are doing ourselves a disservice by being hypersensitive to so many things? Because I know we talked about this on Pop before as well, but it's just every day, the more and more we are, because we're so hyper aware, we're being so quickly conditioned to just snap and be offended by everything.
Right.
Be it the new queso at Chipotle. People are really mad about that. It's just like, are we doing ourselves a disservice of being educated on things by being too hypersensitive? Like in this case in point, should this have gone on in order to enlighten us?
I don't think as many people are as hypersensitive as it seems, because the title of whatever you're clicking on is made to be hyper reactionary because then it creates this sense of urgency in you to click it. So they title those "People are freaking out about XYZ" before people are freaking out about it. They found this thing that someone wrote an article about and they assume they can get people to freak out about it. So they title it "Freaking Out" before people are freaking out, and they get people to freak out. Also, internally, don't masturbate, which is what people do online now, which is to just like go find something to get mad at and get mad at it and feel right while the other people are wrong.
Love that.
And that's masturbation to what's also known as scornography, and don't do it. Don't do it. Just stay positive as much as you can. I know it feels really good to like get mad and feel like you're winning and that you're right, but studies have shown that the more negative you are, it actually about things, even if it feels like a quick burst of negativity that you're just getting out, it creates more negativity in your life.
Well, that's like the universe. Yeah, that goes hand in hand with the universe. See, Pop Trigger, learning something new every day, peeps.
All right, so let's stay positive. Pet a puppy today, huh? Get yourself to feel better. All right, we love you. Bye.